Don't mind the crooked view, guys. It's been a minute. I came to give you the updates. Last minute kind of stream. What's up, my friends? Long time no see. It's been a crazy ride, boys. Crazy ride. I'm gonna hang out for a second and see if anybody pops in. So let's give it a minute and see who gets the notification and see how we do. Right? So just chill out a second. Let me get my tea, and we'll wait to see who shows up, if anybody. Kind of strange. Have over 1,000 subscribers now, and still nobody's getting notifications, or the view numbers are all messed up. It's kind of funny, but it's all right. It is okay. All right, so I don't even know how long it's been, guys. Let me get you a little closer. Oh, great. Yeah, I broke all the stands on the move, so you're gonna give me a second to get this somewhat in order. It's been a long, arduous journey. So first, I'm gonna give you guys the updates. First off, I'm gonna say rest in peace to the pig. The puppy has passed. He passed on Christmas. So, and then I obviously moved, like I told you guys. So it's been a bumpy ride. Ain't going nowhere. I'm in a lot of places. But I'm still here on YouTube for you guys. Okay, so I'm not gonna make this very long. I just wanted to come and give an update, let you guys know I didn't forget about you, and just have you start looking at some oddities. Today is the 88th day, if you do the math. One of my favorite days of the year. So you check that out. As for the future of this channel, as I said in previous mentions, you know, I feel that I've given you guys more than enough of an archive. That's been unappreciated. Okay, and I think that my work is pretty much done in this, position at this point. I don't know what else to give to the community. You know what I mean? So I think the holes and gaps may have been filled, and the people who deserve it and understand it will find it, and the ones who don't, they don't get it. Yeah, that's basically that. I don't know where we're gonna go because, like I said, I was predicting that the Q2 quarter, second quarter, is when you're going to see whatever craziness is going to come out, and how they're going to be changing, how they monitor the internet and how they control things. Relevant to me. So I don't really care. I'm way past the point of caring about any of this stuff, but I do it for you guys. So those of you who watch the war industry, I know that there's several people who are too lazy to go through the whole thing. They just want the predictions, and that's all they care about, and that's where they lose a lot of the point, because the stuff in between the predictions is probably the more important things for your life. But that's how we can separate the wheat from the chaff, per se, and to not cast pearls among swine. But if you guys are still doubting, just doubting till you fall off the cliff. I don't know what to tell you guys, but. So on the 8th, we have this eclipse. And this eclipse is part of the prediction cycle, and this is the last marker. On the 9th, you're going to see where we're going. And the eclipse marks the end of the era. And people have charted these things for hundreds of years, okay? They've known this eclipse. They knew the exact path it would be on. They knew the times and the dates, to the point where they have 7 cities named Nineveh, okay, that it's crossing through. That's not a coincidence, okay? The architects and the designers of this place, they're very well aware of the timing and the dates of the signs in the sky. That's why they changed the religious text of God of Abraham. They say, oh, use the star as a sign, but then in the churches and temples, they say, oh, he's evil. Don't look at astrology. Oh my God. Why? So why is it that every ruler here does it, but you're not allowed to? Okay, so no, you may have strange weather events. You may have some people acting stupid, but we're not going to have the end of the world day. Okay, you know, there's going to be problems. You know, there'll be a lot of problems, but that's not really what the eclipse is really going to represent at that moment. So the 9th is the day that I would start to pay attention, because that is the beginning of the next cycle. And well, if you were listening, you'll know what to do. If you weren't, I did my job. My karma is clear. You know, if you want, I don't like to use the word God, because the word God comes from Godriel, but it's the only way to explain it to you guys. You know, it's part of the mission here. We have to like help each other out, right? And when you get the sides, you have to freaking save people's asses. So I think I'm still going for about 20 years now. 100% accuracy is what they used to say on Facebook, right? 100% accuracy. I haven't missed once. So, you know, there's a couple of guys in Discord that are fake names that are still doubting. You know what I mean? But like, come on, man. Come on. It is what it is. So anybody jumping in, nice to see you guys again. I'm in the new location. Get you a little closer. Hey, what's up, Blaze? What do you think of Damo Mitchell? He's from, okay, you know what? I was not doing this stream for this, but I'm going to take a little commercial break to give you my opinion on Damo Mitchell. Okay? So last year, middle of the year, I rarely comment on other people's pages. I rarely even go to other people's pages. Okay? I mind my business. But during that whole Adam Minzer thing where everybody was crapping on him and that he the movie The Power of Good, I'm assuming it was one of his students or somebody, you know, that I saw in passing on the feed, and he was doing a form, and I think it was something regarding, you know, and I saw the form, we were describing it, and I asked him, hey, what is that? What is that stock? It doesn't look like what you're saying it is. And I wasn't trying to be offensive. I was literally trying to protect the whole community, because we're all getting shitted on. So I was actually trying to be helpful, and he decided to, like, you know, be a little condescending. And him and his buddies tried to start doing some gang stalking shit, which I've been, you know, very well accustomed to, and took my little comment and copied and pasted it to Instagram, okay, and then tried to start a fucking flame war against me, which proves that everybody knows who I am, okay? All these guys, I have almost, what is it, 200,000, 200,000 views and 1,000 subscribers. People are, you know, a little retarded. So anyway, after all that happens, and me and these guys, these, you know, couple of guys, we squashed a little beef, okay? Now, whether they're still around talking shit, I don't care, all right? But the point is that the little issue that we had on my end is done. And I'm not going to name their names. I'm not going to try and talk shit about them, because I asked for one thing, they did the one thing, I keep my word. 3 days after this happens, Damo Mitchell decides to come out of the fucking woodwork on Instagram and start talking shit, okay? If these people don't know who I am and don't know my skill, why would somebody like him come off of his grand illusionary mountain to start beef with me? Okay? Damo Mitchell's a piece of shit. He's a disgrace to martial arts. He's a liar. He's a fucking scumbag. All right? That's what I think of Damo Mitchell. I think he's a fucking pretentious, narcissistic fraud, is what I think of him. So that's my opinion. And I said it to his face on Instagram, and I'll say it to his face anytime. And like I said this before, anytime that any of these guys that likes to talk shit wants to test it, they know how to find me. Okay? So that's my opinion on Damo Mitchell. Okay? So I hope that helps. I'm glad you enjoyed the content. You know? But the way that I've been treated by this community is a disgrace to them. They think that they're hurting me and insulting me. Like, they don't understand, because I come from the exact opposite philosophy. I don't need your validation. I don't care. I do this because I love the art. I like to help people. Okay? Like, I don't make money from this. If you guys knew how much I charge an hour for private lessons, you see how much I give away for free, you'd understand why I'm a little perturbed. Okay? That the lack of actual gratitude, and I'm not, you know, asking for much. Just say, oh, cool, thanks, you know, and share the content and, like, you know, help out. But it's okay. But yeah, that Damo Mitchell guy is on my shit list, and he would have to do a lot to get off my shit list. Okay? Because what he did was so dishonorable. It's unrectifiable in my eyes. Okay? Like, the other guys were being little, like, they were acting like girls. Okay, but what he did, that was a power trip. No, he exposed himself. If you're really all about the philosophy, the Buddhism, Taoism, and stuff, we'd have minded your business. Okay, which goes back to my point of the society crumbling and how April 9th is the beginning of the destruction of all of this nonsense. Because, like I said, there's only two timelines that can converge at this point, right? And you're going to see them. It's going to see mirrors of them right next to each other. It's going to be really weird, guys. And the next 2 years, you're going to see people waking up, and they're going to be like, "Why didn't anybody tell us? Blah 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 blah. Remember we were telling you, and you closed down our bank accounts. You tried to murder us. You tried to destroy our lives. Okay, we tried to tell you." The only reason I am still here is because of the guys upstairs. Let me tell you, boys. Let me tell you. There's no reason. Okay, there's no reason. Oh my God! One day when my story comes out, it's gonna be legendary. When people find out how much I've survived because of it's straight demonic. These people are demons, you know. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. So just to get back on the point, because I want to do this an update thing, and then I want to catch up with everybody, because who knows who's gonna show up. Do I think the migrant crisis made New York City worse? No. I mean, yes and no. Okay, hold on a second. Depends on what you mean by made it worse. New York is a prison state. New York City is literally a prison. I escaped a prison. I was born into a fucking prison. I cannot stress this enough to you guys. If you would have saw it from my eyes, it was like this dystopian fucking nightmare. And people, they don't see it because they're brainwashed into thinking, no, this is a good thing. No, so the issue with the migrants is this. You have genuine people who are just trying to find a better life. And to think that walking thousands of miles and doing all this crazy shit to get to America, and America in this state is a better life for them, okay? They're genuine people who literally, they're just taking advantage. They should do it legally through the port of entry. Okay, so I think we need migration. The birth rates are down. Okay, the American population has been lobotomized. They have no morality. We need new blood that has morals and is willing to work. Okay, so I'm not against the migration. I'm against the illegal migration, and I'm against not vetting people, because now you'll always have wolves hiding in the freaking flock of the lambs, and you can't tell who is who. So that's the real problem, Oh, the bodegas? Yeah, the bacon, egg, and cheese. The New York special. Yeah, the bodegas are shit. That's the one thing that I do miss about New York, is that I can get up at any time in the morning, it doesn't matter where I want it, and I can always walk somewhere, even if it took me 20 minutes. I can walk there and get a bagel and coffee and toilet paper, okay? If I really needed to. If you really need to get somewhere, there's a bus and the train, and it may be shitty at night, but you still had it. But the energy there is evil. It's terrible, okay? And it's a bad place. Now, did the migrants make it worse? They're putting a large stress on the system, okay? Now, and obviously you have criminal elements that are taking advantage of this hole that's coming in. So you have good people and people who are just trying to get a better life, mixed with freaking psychopaths and possibly freaking the T word. Okay, so they are making it worse, but it's not just because they're migrants, they're humans. It's because of the processes and lack thereof, Have you ever trained with BP Chan? I know I've trained with some of his guys, because I've played against some of them, because I've had several hundred push hand matches. Guillermo, what's up, brother? So I've had several hundred push hands matches, okay? I've been to, I don't know, just the Midtown Tai Chi Association. I was with them for a couple of years, and I would, whenever I was in town, not like doing a job, like, I can't talk about, but when I was not doing things, I'd be there every week. So you figure there's 52 of those, you know what I mean? I did a couple of years. I went to the Chinatown parks like religiously. I would go to, I worked in the gym, so I had all these people, like, I worked in many gyms, anytime that anybody saw me, we would hang out in the club, oh, you gotta try to fight with this. So I can't remember which guy is which teacher. I don't know the BT Chan guy. I know of his name. I know, but I'm not really familiar. But I remember people mentioning that they studied with him, but I couldn't tell you which guy it was because it's like a blur. It's a blur. So I'm sorry about that. But yeah, and I'm it's weird, because from coming down here during COVID, 4 years has passed, and I've been in, the monastic life for the most part. I've lived as a monk, again, but by this time not by choice. And I think that's where they underestimated me because they don't know who I really am. Like, it's kind of crazy. When growing up, the closest thing I can describe my childhood and my training was how Delta Force is selected and trained. I know it sounds fucked up, and I'm not trying to steal anybody's valor, but I'm saying it's that intense, and it's that you have to have this certain, in the fact that we say indomitable spirit, right? And it's like an individualized, indomitable spirit thing, and it's trained into you through suffering. Okay, so it's hard to express. Oh, brother, I miss you too, man. You're looking fucking good too, even though I can't see you. When are you gonna call me and stop being a bitch? Guillermo, get ready. Start praying. It's gonna be wild, bro. Is Bagua actually applicable for real fighting? You showed that Tai Chi could be applied if used correctly, and Jingyi seems legit, but the video seems like... Okay. Every single martial art that's lasted more than 100 years, the concepts are legit. The people are what the problem is. If you want legendary outcome, you need to train like the legends. That's why you see me standing on one leg on a brick, on a soft brick, having somebody that weighs 250 push me. Okay? Because in order to get to legendary status, you have to train like a legend. You understand? It's not going to work. People say karate and taekwondo doesn't work, blah, blah. It doesn't work for you because you didn't train it. You didn't make your knuckles look like this. Okay? You didn't break everything in your hands. Okay? If you don't do that, and it took me about 5 years to get the calluses off my knuckles. Okay? But you can see that that's not what they're supposed to look like. Okay? They've been smashed to bits. And I had this... even I got the callus, the gray callus off, I had like these ring spots. They were like these dots from the pressure under the callus. Okay? In order to get to that level, you have to train that level. If you want, like Bagua to work, you can't train it in the open door method. You can't train it like, oh, just doing the form. No, you have to go and train it like someone's trying to kill you. So if you do that, they all work. Wing Chun works, Zingi works, fucking, monkey flying fists, whatever the hell it is, it will work. If it's lasted that long, it must be a reason for it. Because what it means is that somebody got their ass whipped by that style, and other people saw it like, oh shit, I want to learn that. So this idea of, oh, martial arts don't work. No. In those days, and we were just talking, one of my students was talking about this. The level I'm at, okay, you should be all sitting at my door, waiting 3 days in the rain, begging me for lessons. But the society has changed, not me. Okay, I followed the old code my entire life. Everybody around me changed. Okay, that's an issue. So now you're taking. How am I going to show people to get to that level when at those days you were training minimum 2 hours a day and hard? Okay, I was training like three days a week with my master from 1993 till 2000, about 2000, right? So I trained 3 days a week religiously, and I trained every day. The only time I didn't train was when something was broken and I could not train. And on top of that, I did cross training, so it was just ridiculous. So that is where people misunderstand. You can't replicate that in a commercial school. You're not going to get that from an hour a day, mid-dojo classes. And I don't care if it's MMA. The only reason why the MMA and the Muay Thai guys are beating the traditional martial artists is because they're going, if you only have an hour a day and you're doing it twice a week, and you're getting your black belt in 2 years, and you're not actually fighting, you're going to get beat by guys with shitty technique who are hitting things an hour twice a week. Okay? It's just, what is it, Occam's razor. Oh yeah, I've heard of Seafood Rudy Curry. It's so funny you mentioned that because I always wanted to meet him because when YouTube first started, I saw his videos. I'm like, oh shit, he's another one of from my lineage because I'm from the Chen Man Ching, William Chen lineage first. So, and I actually trained one of the fighters for the Man Up Stand Up. Carter Berry, his name was, and I helped train him for that fight, and he won the fight too. So, I have some kind of weird connection to them. And the funniest thing, on my videos, I think it's a 2016 World Tai Chi Day, and on my channel trail, you see clips of it. He's standing in the back. Okay, well, I'm playing push hands with this guy Mike. He'll say his name, and if you look in the back corner, there's a black dude in the suit, and then we're like, "Yo, that's him." I'm like, "Oh shit!" So I always wanted to meet him. So he's a really good teacher. At least what I remember. Does William Chen School make their students do standing post training? I don't know because funny story. So my master karate, one of his black belts became, and I'm pretty sure it was William Chen's first certified instructor. Is my first Tai Chi teacher. What he was showing me, this was 1995, somewhere between 95 and 96, because in 97 I was already in college, so I learned the form before then. So I started it. So that was that. But what he showed me was a boxing style, and he gave me William Chen's book, and he showed me the form, and he showed me how to hit things, and then I just practiced on my own religiously, like I always do. And then I got through the book. I read it like 5 times, and then someone in my karate class stole it because they were mad that my teacher gave it to me, and I wouldn't share it. So they were mad. So they stole the book from me, and I guess my teacher was mad that I lost the book. You know what I mean? But he didn't understand that I was guarding it and they stole it. Scumbags. But anyway, as far as I know, I don't remember him saying anything about standing post training. So I can't tell you that. Okay. So that's where I'm at with that. But in my opinion, Tai Chi is standing post training. It's moving standing post training. That's all it is, right? You're just going between different standing postures. Okay. If you do it slow enough, you can make an 8-minute form last 30 minutes. Like the old hardcore masters, they'll make a freaking 8-minute form last 30 minutes to an hour. Okay? That is ridiculously hard. So that's the whole principle of the yin side of the Tai Chi form. It's literally a moving post. That's all. So I don't think anything with that. But anyway, I must digress because the point of this stream was that I was, I like the segment and the conversation, but it helps to keep the bots from censoring us. I do, but so okay, let me explain. The traditional karate that I learned from the Korean military, it's standing post training. So how my master would teach, it's a 2-hour class, and you do your basics, and the basics would be a half hour, 40 minutes. And basics basically, you say there's ranks. So you have it's a military style. So it's rank order, and each rank gets a different technique, and we move together, right? So what happens is he'll say the technique, each one gets called out, and then that rank and file does that technique. So it says, "Hey!" And then everybody goes, bang! And then whatever that technique was, you hold it. So let's say we do reverse punch. You throw that reverse punch, you stay still, and you do not move. Okay? And he goes around, and he corrects every single person. Okay? And you can't move. And if he's in a bad mood, and somebody really fucked up, or he has to really correct somebody, you could be sitting there for 20 minutes on one technique. And that's the point. He used to train us. He would leave us like reverse punch, and then he would leave and go to the store, and he would come back, and if the fucking sweat stain on my foot wasn't perfectly around, I get a beating. Okay? And you see how I'm still holding my hand up? I didn't realize I was holding it up. That's how badly I was abused. Okay, brother Guillermo Cortis. Leona Machida opened the Karate Academy down the street from where. So I think, Leona Machida is like the last of the great legends, but he came from, and I'm not saying this to be disrespectful because he's a great fighter with great philosophy and he's this great influence on people. From the standing of the purity of technique, he doesn't have it. Because it was manipulated and lost and then codified for sport and changed so many times, he doesn't have the real old school thing. However, he has made the shitty new school stuff useful again. So for that, if his school is there, I would say take a chance on that, because I would much rather do a hardcore classical karate style. If you're talking about real warfare and self-defense, I would go classical karate and salat. Okay, that would be my hierarchy. If you're just talking about like warfare tactics and actually like hurting and maiming people, the traditional Korean karate is number one on the list because it's just one shot, one kill Budo karate style. The next thing will be salat. The only problem with that is, a lot of those techniques are, unless you have a weapon in your hand, a lot of those techniques, they don't really do the oh shit damage. That's why you don't see it in UFC that much, Oh, what's up? I was going to say, I wanted to show off that one of my students gave me some gifts. Nice to see you. So I'm going to have if people that were paying attention, I didn't drink the entire last year. So now we're going to have welcoming shots to the new place because I finally have some whiskey. My favorite, by the way. Okay, I'm sponsoring this. Hello. Yeah, so the new place, it's gonna be good. So, have you seen guys who do the standing post qigong in their Wing Chun? Yeah, I don't. When I learned Wing Chun, because I learned it informally, I had several different teachers, like coaches, friends. So, like, I didn't learn like a formal school thing. You know what I mean? Like, I was already so advanced that I had most of those techniques in my library. It was just a theory that was associated. But they treated it to me. It was more like Tai Chi. It was like very slow, and like we were moving like super fucking slow, like and you're like moving. That's how I was shown it, And then later on, I got all the other stuff. So I don't really know much about it. Check out John Kaufman. He's in my suggested channel list on the bottom. John Kaufman. He's legit, and go talk to him because he knows all the Wing Chun guys and the history and shit. I'm not the guy to talk to about that. So I would defer you to him. Like my understanding of Wing Chun was practical application that I've had to use in test. You know what I mean? So I'm not the Wing Chun expert. I am a theory expert in general. Okay, I'm a body mechanics expert. So, I can't tell you that I can speak for what the Wing Chun guys are doing. I can't even speak for what the Tai Chi people are doing because my training was a solo journey. I've had 20, teachers and coaches in my Tai Chi world. So, and hundreds of people I played with. So I'm not the guy that can say, oh, this is, Oh yeah, Shirley was a little badass. She was on NBC. I saw, right? Like she was kicking ass for the Tai Chi world. She was doing good. Yeah. So yeah, what were we at? So yeah, I can't really say too much about the because like I said in the last War Angel streams, we were waiting for the Q2 rollout, the second quarter, and that's why I said that the new policies, whatever, and what the direction they're going to take, So and we're already past the point of predicting things, and like the way that the people have responded to it it's not worth me putting myself in danger and risk anymore. So I'm just going to leave a couple of hints, which I did in the title, right? Which you should look up what they're going to be shooting into the eclipse and what does it represent. That's all I'm going to say. She called me the bad boy of the Tai Chi community. Yes! Yes, I am the bad boy of the Tai Chi community. And you know what's funny? Because I am the most honorable good guy in the Tai Chi community. Okay, when you actually look at my life and how I lived it, no one is gonna stand. No one's gonna stand on judgment against me. Okay, people talk the game, but no one's lived the life. I've lived the life, and I have receipts to prove it. But I can say that when it comes down to actually throwing down, none of these guys, none of them, at all, come even a fraction close to me. Okay, none of them. And I never I always try to be humble. I tried to play that game, but this humility shit doesn't work anymore. And you're right. I am the bad boy. I'm the bad guy. I'm that. I'm the guy who you call when shit's really bad. Okay, that's who I used to be. Okay, I was that guy. So, and I was that guy for a long time. That's why I have several names. I have aliases, and I do it because NDAs and shit I can't talk about. But the people from home, they know. You know what I mean? So, I guess I am the bad boy of Tai Chi. But I think she meant in the sense that I'm the only one that's gonna stand on business 10 tons down and not allow the art to die from a guy, with pusillanimous character. Is the best way I can describe it. Jerry, hey, John D. Thomas, what's up, buddy? Have I heard of Jerry Allen Johnson? The name sounds familiar, but I can't say I know the guy. It sounds familiar. So that's where we're at. But that was hilarious. The bad boy Tai Chi comment. That was adorable. But it's true, and it's funny because I tried to be. People who know me in real life, they know that I'm like the sweetest teddy bear in the world, but I'll fucking kill you. You know what I mean? But I'm like actually the sweet little teddy bear. Just don't hurt the innocent around me, because I'll rip you in pieces. So tell me about this Jerry Allen Johnson guy. Optimal, come say hi. Don't knock into don't do that. Up. Don't. You're gonna knock into the thing. Come on, fatso. Come on. Come on. You're gonna do it again? Why? Come here. The cat is insisting that he wants to rub his face. Up, you're not gonna say hi? You happy now? You got your airtime? I think he was mad at me because I blocked his path to my lap. So, yeah. So, no, I've never heard of that guy. What else do I need to share with you guys? Well, anybody, you have questions, comments, accusations, now's the time. I wasn't really planning on doing a really long stream. I just wanted to let people know I'm still alive and to answer any random questions and to give a couple more hints, which I already dumped in. And the ungrateful people are going to say, oh, what's the end? Oh, okay, but fuck them. Tony Watts sounds familiar. But I really do live a monk life, guys. I don't go to other people's pages. It's very rare you'll see me look at somebody else's stuff or comment or anything like that. I try to stay away from the social media. I have too much going on in life, so I really don't know what's going on. John D. Thomas. What are plans for the channel? Teaching, we need more honest dialogue and explanation of the art. Well, the plans for the channel, as I've been saying, first of all, most people don't recognize that I have over 200 videos. They see the channel homepage that I tried to make it accessible for the DTDs. But if you press the videos button and you press the live button, I already have 200 videos, probably about 300 to 400 hours of content. No one's gonna get through that. Okay, and the content already is, I don't know. First of all, people don't appreciate it. Okay, the community is toxic. It's a disgrace. I don't want to be part of it. I've tried for 10 years. Okay, and all I've gotten was disrespect, gang stalking, trying to destroy my business, bullshit. I don't want anything to do with it. Okay. However, you know, I do have an obligation and a duty, so I do my best. But I'm at a point where I'm not going to just make content for content. I don't care about the publicity, the views, okay? It's not why I do this shit. I have a lot of other things I can be doing if I wanted to be validated for fame, okay? And I can do it very quickly, very easily. You know, people don't know my other lives. But I don't understand, you know, like I wait to see what I can respond to in the sense of what people need, you know what I mean? Because look, people that know I charge $250 an hour for personal training, okay? The reason why I made this channel is because I was poor, okay? And I wanted to give back because I busted my ass to get to a point where I had that kind of knowledge, and I wanted to share it with people that couldn't afford it, who couldn't get personal training with somebody like me. People who had masters and other teachers who are good, but because of the degradation, I'm missing a little bit. So I was hoping to share that, and all I wanted was a little bit of credit. Just say, oh, good job. You know, he was an outstanding member of the community. He did all this stuff. You know what do I get from these guys? Guys who can't even lick the dirt off of my Kung Fu boots? Bullshit. So what's the plan for the channel? The plan for the channel is, first off, wait to see if YouTube will stop being insane. Okay? Because what they've done to me is criminal. Okay? I can list a whole bunch of federal laws and like US codes, all right, like at least 10 of them, all right. The fact that we can't trust the back end of what the numbers are, because the view counts are always different, the subscriber counts are always different. I can't trust them to share my content. There's no discoverability, all right. So I'm not going to sit here and spin my wheels to do what? Like I have no intention of making money on the channel. I just wanted to build a community. But they won't let me. Okay, so the future of the channel, as of right now, it's an archive. Okay, it's a secret scrolls that you have to have a certain amount of understanding to decode. If you don't have a certain amount of training, when you watch my videos, a lot of it's not going to mean anything to you. Okay, you have to, and I did this on purpose. I purposely made the videos so that the good content, the important stuff, is inaccessible to the idiots, to the undeserving. You understand? I mean, you know, that was part of the plan. So for those who seek the knowledge greatly, they'll find it. You know, those who just want to hand it to them, go fuck themselves. Okay? So that's the idea. What happens with the channel now is in the hands of the gods and in the community. The community has done nothing for me other than hurt me. Okay? Even the nice people, you know, they'll come, they'll say thank you, and then they leave. There's no support. Okay? I'm a one-man army. And I've gone against thousands of people. You have no fucking idea how long I've been battling the fucking demons. So I'm not sure what the plan is. When I tell my students, as a leaf falls from the tree, whichever way the wind blows is okay with me. So I'm going to leave the content up. I was actually planning on deleting the channel because I didn't want to be part of this technocracy, communist, evil bullshit. But I'm going to leave it up. You know, and as a donation to the community, what they do with it's up to them. I have bigger and better things to move on to, but there's guys like you that, you know, there's fans and there's friends and there's people that love me that I don't want to leave stranded. So I keep trying to come back. But as for making content, I don't do it for the validation. So it's like, I'm not going to go and do the content churn, right? I'm going to go short every day and I'm going to do this. It's nonsense. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's no community coming around me saying we need you and we need this, right? So I'm not gonna go out of my way. You're not paying me. You're not asking me. I haven't gotten a comment in 6 months. Okay? So I only gotten 3 comments in 6 months and they're all trolls. The channel's dead. Okay? So what happens from here, I don't know. Well, I'm glad that it helped you. You know, that was the point, you know, and I hope that you do well with it. The content is now mirrored on Rumble. I was lucky enough to get 200 of the videos to sync, but YouTube decided that they're gonna cut the API off so that they can't do that anymore. So as far as I know, you can't just auto transfer, you can't auto sync to YouTube anymore. So at least you have that backup of all the real content. It's on my Rumble channel, same name. It's rumble whatever / Damien Eve. So the content's backed up there. So that's where I'm at with that. Did I miss anybody? Oh, yeah. Okay. Mike Tyson or Jake Paul? Mike Tyson all the fucking way. Mike Tyson or Jake Paul? Oh my God. This is just on motor memory and reflex action. He's gonna get hit. Okay? I don't care what, he's not gonna be able to just connect on Tyson with a one punch. Maybe some fucking act of God. Jake Paul, the first 30 seconds, lands a wonder shot. Okay? I don't think that's gonna happen, boys. And it doesn't matter. Like, it's Mike fucking Tyson. Okay? Oh man. And what I hope is it's not gonna be like the Roy Jones thing where it was like an exhibition. I hope it's a real fight. Because if it's a real fight, Jake Paul's gonna die. Like, he's old. No. You're old. My master was 60, about between 55 and 60. He's a 5'5" guy. He would jump my head height and break 5 boards with a fucking sidekick. Okay? The age isn't the problem. It's how you treat your body and did you train. And you don't lose power like that. You may lose a little bit of speed and conditioning, but you don't lose power. And he's going to get touched for the first time by a real hitter. And it's going to be a rude awakening. It's going to be a rude awakening. So was Mike Tyson. And there's nothing wrong with being stoned out of your mind if you know how to use it. The problem is people abuse those things. I mean, it's overused, and they use it to mask, like use it medicinally for actual physical pain, but people use it for the emotional trauma. You shouldn't do that, But yeah, like, come on, like that. Marijuana is the least of our concerns. Okay, that's not even a drug. Okay. Let's see. Jake Paul can crack. I'm not going to disagree with this. What I said, if he lands, but even still, Mike Tyson can take a shot. He's not going to just hit him with a one-punch wonder. And, Mike Tyson's getting hit by the worst of the worst. He fought some animals, okay? And he took those shots. He has a chin. He's not going to just go down. It's going to be a different world. And when he sees, and you got to something also about the D'Amato system, it's like, it's not anything he's going to be able to just wrap his head around. And it looks different when you're facing the guy. And I tried to explain this to this other traditional martial art, whatever the fuck his name was, I called my bitch forever. You're not going to see, it doesn't look the same at this angle, right? If I throw a punch like this, watch this. I'm going to do it slow. At this angle, slow, right? Watch this. It's a different speed, right? Looks completely different going this way than going this way. You see that difference? So when you're facing a person, it's a completely different feeling. Things that you can see from the outside third person, you can't see. This is why it's a very important. My master said this, whenever you start teaching, you're supposed to have at least 2. You can't really teach just one because there's things that I can't teach you from being inside. I have to be outside watching, So why did I mention this? Because Jake Paul's to be for a rude fucking awakening, because he's going to go throw a punch, and mark my words, Mike Tyson's not going to be there. He's going to throw that punch, he's going to be over here. Okay? The punch will be here, and Jake's going to get lit up. The only way that Jake Paul lasts more than 60 seconds is if Mike Tyson lets him. Okay? Is if Mike Tyson lets him. You're going to see another Francis Ngannou knockout, but worse. That's what I think is going to happen. Okay? It should be a fucking, it should be so fast that Mike Tyson's disappointed and feels bad for the kid. That's what should happen. Okay? Do you see that Vlad TV video of him, Joey, saying that Michael J. White actually does have a chance. In a boxing match, no. In a boxing match, no. In a strict boxing match, it's because it's Mike Tyson's game. It's like, it's hard to describe the knowledge that they have in that ring and the experience that they have in that game. In a street fight, it's a 50-50 with Michael J. White. Michael J. White, for his karate technique, is really high level. The problem is you see the movie shit and you think that's the real technique. But if you ever watch like his sparring videos or you see him, like, he knows his shit, his technique is legit. His technique is legit. So if we're talking about like a street fight or an MMA fight, it's a 50-50 with Mike Tyson. 50-50. The boxing ring has no fucking chance. It's because it's not possible. It's not possible. Actually, D'Amato, and this is a D'Amato quote from D'Amato himself, he created that system, the peekaboo whatever, from watching karate. Okay, and he was in actually Budo karate style like mine, like because people think I'm a Tai Chi guy, because I'm not allowed to teach my karate in public. I'm not allowed. My master wouldn't allow me. He doesn't want people. It was part of the. He asked me not to teach it. Before he died, that was his wish. He said that the people now don't deserve it. He didn't want it. But anyway, the point is it's a one-shot kill, and the idea is that real old school karate is like a sword fight, like Musashi. I want to hit you as you're hitting me. So you're trying to throw a shot, and I'm going to create an angle and hit you as you're hitting me, right? In a place that you don't see with horrible fucking intentions. So I try to explain that to people that the old karate that I learned is not a philosophical religious thing. No. I went there to learn to maim and kill, to defend the honor and the safety of weaker people. Okay? There was nothing about the karate that I learned had anything to do with being a nice guy or spirituality bullshit, right? I went there to survive the Matrix and to hurt people, okay? And the whole idea of that is being able to read someone's movement, go outside their move, and then hit them while they're hitting you in a place they can't see, in a position that they can't absorb. So yes, that was D'Amato shit. I'm pretty sure there's an interview with D'Amato actually explaining that he was watching the classic karate guys. Muhammad Ali, his straight right, came from Jun Ri. Jun Ri was taught by Grandmaster Wang Kuk Lee, who is my Grandmaster. Okay, my lineage goes right directly to Wang Kuk Lee and Sergeant Lee Jin Ho. So if you want to have people ask me, oh, who are you? That's who the fuck I am. Okay, what do you say? I read somewhere, yeah, so that video of me breaking the board, well, there's actually two, and just to make this clear, the old school tradition of karate boards is 1-inch nominal pine shelving, okay? So in order for the breaks to be legit, it has to be 1-inch nominal pine shelving, and it can't be dry. You can't be able to bend it and break it. It has to be middle range, not dried out, 1-inch nominal pine. So that was actually 2 inches stacked together, no spacers. And that was a Tai Chi technique. That was when I was like fan, but it was from 1-inch power. So that wasn't actually karate. That was me showing Tai Chi to my karate class. So right now, I'm technically 9th dan in classical karate, okay? But I was given 5th dan by my master before he died. But the tradition is that in his lineage is that the student doesn't have the son shouldn't have the same name as the father, right? And once I get my master's certificate, I have to create my own lineage. And once he dies, now I'm the fucking grandmaster guy. So I'm legitimately a grandmaster now. Fucking. So yeah, that was a long story. Anyway, did you ever have an interest in Jing-Yi? Yeah, actually. One of a friend or acquaintance I met, and I forgot his name, it's been so many years, but he wrote the book on Jing-Yi, so I hung out with him for a bit. It's actually, what I like about the Jing-Yi is that it has the same mind that the karate has, because they come from the same place, right? But it's very, like, my will is going to be imposed on you. and I don't give a fuck what you're doing. Whatever it is you're doing, I'm going to run through you. That's the thing about the Jing that I like the most. It's very linear, like smash, so I can relate to that. Yes, I actually heard of Roberto Shaw, and I think I met him in passing really briefly and didn't know he was a guy, but I saw him on YouTube when he first started. He was a really good teacher. You know, I saw like, I actually remember because I remember he was in Washington Square Park in the video. I'm like, oh shit, so that's why I remember his name. And I'm pretty sure that I had met him in passing before then and didn't realize. So I was always in the village, you know, hanging out, working, doing things. So. But, you know, my thing is, I always want to be authentic with you guys, okay? I try to be as real as possible. I don't want people to remember me as one of these fake, you know, narcissistic, you know, sellout scumbags. Because most of these Tai Chi people in this community, they're fucking fake, and they're scumbags, and they're completely, it's all about the money, it's all about their, me, I'm the fucking, you know, like, worship me like I'm some fucking, like, you know, patron saint, and not one of them can throw fucking hands, you know? Like, everyone's in their little fancy controlled environment. I don't want to be one of those guys, you know? Anytime anyone's ever seen me do my Fa Jing demos and all this stuff, it's always in free play. I never, ever have someone do a thing and like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I mean, if I'm demoing, you know, like, okay, we're going to show you this technique, but all my stuff is live, you know what I mean? So, like, all right, come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. Because I really wanted to test the theory of the invincible yang, right? That was really what set me up on this path around 2000, I think it was 2002 or 3. There was a site before YouTube. I don't remember the name, it was a Chinese or Japanese fucking, it was like YouTube, Yokai or something. And they had like these old school masters doing the Fa Jing, you know, and the William Chen style didn't have any of that shit. So I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, this is bullshit. I gotta figure this out. And you know, then I went back to the legends of the Invincible Yang and how they stole it from Chen style. And I don't believe for a second that Yang style was taken from Chen style in any fucking way. That's a cover story, it's all bullshit. The Yang style is a hodgepodge that hides technique from the animal styles. Most of the Yang style is 7-star mantis and white crane and, you know, a whole other things. Okay, like there's a lot of other techniques that are hidden in there that have been applied differently. But the set up, what do you call it? Play guitar, strum the lute is mantis. Okay, that's like this mantis Tai Chi. It's so related. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I was trying to say something. I read the chat. What do I think of 52 blocks? So I think the marketing behind 52 blocks is bullshit. Okay, we used to call that like, you know, it was jailhouse, right? And I learned it from fighting, you know, kids in Brooklyn. Okay, because they're all that people. So like it wasn't like it wasn't something that people were shown like that. Like it was something that was copied, and they weren't like. And this is going back to 1993, guys. Okay, so like I was a kid, you know, I was living in Brownsville in, you know, East New York. So we fight, and you just pick it up. Like we picked it up, and like how we actually trained it, if you call it that, was playing something called slap boxing. So what we would do is we would put our toe to toe in the schoolyard on the park, right? And we go toe to toe, literally toes touching, and we just slap the fucking shit out of each other. And from these slapboxing matches, you started to learn the techniques because you started copying what your boys were doing. You see what I'm saying? So I kind of learned this 52 block style from just fighting these kids. But it wasn't, no one ever called it 52. Like I never heard that shit in Eastern New York, Brownsville, Canarsie. I never heard 52 until YouTube, like 5 years ago. That shit didn't exist. So I don't know how legit the history that bringing into it is. I do know that it's legit as a set of techniques. I've seen it. I fought against it in the street. I know what parts of it work. I know what parts of it are weak. You know, so the system itself is a legit thing. How it came about, I don't know. I can't tell you how legit that is. But I can tell you that I have straight up experience with it. Before I went to Tai Chi. Look, yeah, and I said this many times. If you go through the history of the art, Tai Chi was never taught as the first system. Everyone started with a hard style first. And to this day, I want you to find me one person who's proficient in Tai Chi that didn't start from a hard style first. Find me one. And I'll wait. Okay? The reason why I was able to get so good in Tai Chi push hands is because I was already a 4th degree black belt. I've already been in 200 something fights. I've been shot at, stabbed, hit with fucking bats, gang battles, all kinds of fucking shit. So they don't know that. So I come in, hi, I'm the push hand guy, haha. But because I have no fear, because whatever level you're going to take it to, I will go 10 levels higher. So I can sit back and let them attack me, and I have all the time in the world to play the game and learn all this stuff like that. And I also have the attack vectors and the mindset to be able to Fa Jing. Without that, you're not going to get it, you know? And unless they teach it the old closed door way, okay? And the old closed door way has legal. It's like you're doing hard style. Don't let them fucking fool you. You're doing like you're throwing the fucking stone lock. You have a fucking staff or a spear. You're doing that fucking training. You're doing like heavy weapons training. You're doing all kinds of like calisthenics and all this weird secret fucking no, no. You know, Tai Chi was supposed to be a killing art. And Chen Pathon Method guy, Chen Tao, right? He said it's like you put your hand in a gearbox and it just crushes you up and just rips you apart, right? This idea of the super soft method, if you pay attention to the history of the Yang style, they tell you Yang Shen, he was teaching the Emperor's Guard, so he had to alter the system and make it soft so that he didn't hurt the elite class and disrespect them, and he also didn't want to teach them the real shit. So these people who are like, oh, you must be so soft, and you're not real Tai Chi. If you paid attention to the fucking history, it tells you that what you're doing isn't the real Tai Chi. Because the Yang Chen style said he separated and made the super soft style to hide it from you. It's like, oh my God. It's so funny because he literally thinks it's in the books. It's in the books. They tell you. You know, it's like, like all the legends tell you the same thing. But I was saying that the whole thing, going back to the day, how I started, because I wanted to prove the legend. I was going to go steal all the techniques back, because when I found out that what Chen Man-ching did, his form is an abomination, okay? And it's an abomination. The Chen Man-ching form is an abomination in the sense of martial art, okay? In the sense of accessibility and giving something to the lower class or lower ability people or people who need help, is a genius form. From practical life to death situation, you know, like it's been altered too much, and there's also problems where enough. There's problems with the technique that the alignments in old age are detriment terribly. They can't move. Okay, they lose mobility, they lose strength. And, you know, they can maybe do some little chi tricks and talk bullshit and like, and guys, if you're watching the live, please hit the like button. You guys have been doing this for 20 years. Okay, you should show some, you know, show some love. Okay, but yeah, so that was the deal. That's why I believe Kill Young. But I mean, look, you can take the Chen Man-ching lineage and turn it martial very quickly, but these people don't practice that intent. That's never the point, you know. Learn that people say Chen Man-ching style calls you to be easy. It does, because these people they make it a religion, and they start to like hero worship the master, and then, you know, it's just too many problems. It's just too much, but it definitely makes you double light. And I say you die a yin death. You die a yin death. Okay, you go double light, and you're only thinking in the astral, and you're not. So some people, what was the heaven, man, earth, right? How I look at it is the 3 jurisdictions. Okay, so in the spiritual world and in the physical world, we have 3 jurisdictions. Okay, land, water, and air. In human worlds, you have the law of the land's common law, Magna Carta. The law of the water is maritime admiralty law. Appa, please stop it. So you have that going on. What do you think about the guys that say David from lifting push-ups? Okay, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to actually go through my videos because I've gone through this again. Okay, I actually have a video that's on the homepage that talks about this for 20 minutes. So I'll refer you to that. I don't like to repeat myself. But I've been on for an hour, and all three of you haven't even hit the like button. Okay? Like, come on, guys. You don't pay me. You say you love me, but I can't even get you to hit a fucking button. Like, what is this? Am I a clown? I'm gonna be right back. Oh God. Apple, can you not destroy the house? This one's here. Okay, I'm back. I think I'm gonna have one more shot of whiskey before I sit on. Thank you for the likes, my friends. I heard. Where is the like on the live? I don't know because I don't. It should be. It should be there. Maybe a heart, but I don't know. There used to be likes in the lives. But I just seen 3 people did it, so I don't know how they did it, but they did it. I'm gonna have one more shot of whiskey with you guys to celebrate my new place. So all the demos will be here. I have a nice wood floor. So if I do decide to start doing, it'll be a nice space. I also have a really nice yard space now. The gods have blessed me through synchronicity and some loyal students and supporters. The gods have blessed me, so I will celebrate. So. You have to go to the 3 dots on the top right. The hell? God. Listen, people need to wake up, and we have to create a union of YouTubers. Okay? We have to unionize, and there has to be a class action lawsuit because they're not getting it. I have hundreds of screenshots of evidence of how broken this shit is. But when they make it so hard to like the video, you know why? Because if you can like the video, what's it supposed to do? It's supposed to boost the algorithm, right? Say, oh, you like me. I'm going to show you to other people. You understand? They want to make it as hard as possible. That's why they add the bell. When you subscribe, you have to hit all notifications. You know why they did that? To break communities apart. This whole thing is designed as social engineering exploit. Every part of the system is there to control and dismember society. Okay? Remember I said it. So April 9th, the day after the eclipse, I need you to start paying attention. During that eclipse, I would suggest you pray. Pray harder than you ever prayed in your life. Okay? So, but I appreciate you guys. So, yeah, that's where we're at. So, I mentioned the NASA thing. The reason the title, because that's the hint, okay? I don't have the ability and I can't risk the library to tell you everything I know. And if I told you everything I know, they'd kill me. But also this thing, I wouldn't do that. And this thing I'm not allowed to tell you because it's just, you're not ready for it. But the only thing at this point I can do is drop hints and drop little nudges and tell you what you should kind of look at. And that's part of the reason why I hid so many lessons, and I surrounded the predictions in the 8 Warrior streams with little mini philosophical lessons to prepare you guys. You know, people in the Discord were saying that they were having trouble finding the predictions, like the prediction's the big deal. No, the philosophical lesson's the big deal. Like the mind and the heart is the big deal. Okay, and being able to apply it in context against a large adversarial force. That was the point. And that's why you should watch the whole fucking thing. So that would be my suggestion to you guys, because I've already made a big enough accurate prediction of what's coming. You have to do your work and go look for it yourself. I'm not going to hold your hand. It's too risky for me. Okay? And honestly, people don't deserve me. I come to this position where humility and it's self-preservation now. People have treated me like shit, okay, for helping people and donating my time and donating. I charge $250 an hour for lessons, for private lessons, okay? My client lists are executive producers from like very large corporations and things like that. I'm not some fucking random punk. So when I come here and come off my mountain to help people and get treated like shit, it's kind of hard for me. It's kind of hard for me. So, but yeah. Anyway, so I can only share so much at this time without putting all at risk and not getting in this. I just can't, guys. I just can't do it. It's not the time for me to do it, and it does no benefit. I've already given you enough to prepare yourselves. If you watch the War Angel streams, you'll know. I've given you more than you need. I've already put myself at risk. I put my life in jeopardy. Okay, I was the first of the people to get canceled, and no one came to help me after I saved thousands of people. I mean, I've saved several hundred lives directly, and indirectly thousands. Okay, during the lockdown, I was on mission every day, every fucking day, and it was a lot. All right, and I sacrificed my career. Like, they wiped out my history. My life history, and I did a lot in my life. Okay, like I was a legend in many places, and they wiped me out. Okay, and I'll do it again. I'll do it again. Okay, you want to crucify me? I'll do it again. I'm not gonna stop. So I'm trying to play the system as I'm required to and stay within the confines of it. But if this community is not going to protect me, then why should I protect them? Because that's what it comes down to. After everything that they saw me go through, they tried to kick me when I was down. I'm never going to forget that. And watch what I tell you. When I take my throne back and I get back on top, remember, keep that energy. I want all you trolls and all you scumbags that thought you were hot shit, when I come back, okay, and I take my rightful place, keep that fucking energy. Don't come to me trying to be my friend. Okay? Just remember that. Conor McGregor, I fucking hate that guy. Hate's a strong word. I don't hate him, but he's a juiced up fucking mental midget. He's a disgrace, and he's a bad influence on people. Look, it's one thing to be a tough guy and to you curse and things like that to show emphasis and be authentic, but he's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit human being. He's not a good role model. You know who's actually a good role model? Sean Strickland. I love that guy. Really awkward style, but effective, But Sean Strickland is like my brother. He's like my brother from the mother. I love that guy. Sean Strickland, that's my boy. I'm not a fan of anybody. But I'm actually a fan. I don't watch UFC because I think the technique is shit and it's just fucking glorified WWE. It's glorified fucking wrestling with real blood. Okay? It's not, to me, it's not the UFC's fucking garbage. Okay? Like Pride, K1, any of that shit, but fuck UFC. But Sean Strickland, that's the man. The only people that I actually thought UFC in the new era was Machida, Strickland, and who's the other guy that I really thought in this generational thing? There was one more that I thought was actually, worth paying attention to. Fuck, what was his name? But it doesn't matter, I remember the old days, the Tank Abbotts and the fucking, those crazy dudes. That's the real shit. Conor McGregor's a piece of shit human being. I've given you good advice, Guillermo. I thought I gave you indigestion. Guillermo's my brother also, so he's a brother. He was doing Tai Chi for a while too before the lockdown, and he gave up and started drinking soda and being a piece of shit. Scumbag. Motherfucker went AWOL from his fucking dialogue older brother here. Send my love to the wife, Guillermo. Say, you know, my blessings to the fam. If she remembers me. So, yes, what were we at? Oh, we're talking about McGregor in the UFC. So that actually is the point is there is a demonic element of control. And I try to explain when I teach spirituality. It doesn't matter if you believe in the astral plane as a physical thing. You know, it doesn't matter if you believe that the gods are real, the angels and demons are real. You can look at it as a metaphor, okay? It still works. Because a demon or a daemon, right? You have the internet, right? You have the Ethernet cable. What's ether? Put an A in front of it. Ether, right? We're in a magnetic fluid medium now. Okay, so the issue with this is we can say that they're actually third world entities that are inhabiting people's bodies and jumping into them and, you know, being able to manipulate them and make them do things. Okay? And if you don't believe it as an external force, you can believe it as a mind virus. Imagine if a hypnotist can hypnotize you and then implants a way for you to spread the hypnosis to others who are susceptible. They call some somnambulists. So whether or not you believe that these entities are physical or just manifestations of thought forms, the philosophy is the same. This is why you need to understand what parables are and how to read parables. Thank you, Guillermo. So, yeah, so it's very important that you guys start to understand discernment. And a lot of what I've taught on this channel, even in my overt videos, there is so much information under the surface, but you don't know how to read it. You don't know how to decode it. People read the Bible and they read it literally, and they don't even forget the fact that it's mistranslated and things are taken out. They don't understand that it's a hypercube. There's subtext and implied text, and it's like you have primary text, you have implied text, you have subtext, you have like there's a whole skew of things that come out of this. So if you want to be initiated into these mystery schools, if you want to say this, right, you have to think outside the box and start thinking what would be considered irrational to irrational people. So that's where we're at. Any more questions, comments, accusations? Let me check the battery. I also can't find my long charger, so when this phone dies, I'm not going to be able to keep the stream going this time. I apologize. Into BK, what? BK France? BK France? I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean. Into Brooklyn Franchise? Is that Brooklyn France? I don't know what that means. Can you can you reframe the question? I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, do you mean yes! That guy's a badass. That's another guy I want to meet. And he was from New York also. Same story as me. Crazy fucking mother, fucking crazy kung fu people. I did his path from Wish. Instead of me going to China, China came to me. Due to synchronicity, the gods put my teachers in a weird, like they come to me. Like I get sent to a place and then a random person comes and it's like this like crazy master from China, you know? So like I got some of his, like a similar life experience to him from what I heard of his story from the video I saw. Like this is years ago. Like I don't want to misquote the guy because I haven't seen his content in ages. But he was really good in he does the Bagua and Jingyi also. Right? He does the Tai. He's like 4 styles of Tai Chi or some shit. But yeah, man, that guy's a badass. I love that dude. Yeah, like I remember like when the YouTube was the first thing, he was like some really good shit. he was a little chubby, and that's like come on, man. Like that's the only thing I didn't understand is like you're at this level, bro. Like you walk the mountain. Why would you let yourself look like that? That's like the only thing. But I have like this weird like brotherly kinship to the man. I never met him. I don't know him because I understand his story so well. Like I lived that life. Like I had the crazy mom. I had the hard New York life when it was rough. And, you know, he grew up in the generation before me, and it was disgusting. So like I really feel like a connection to him in a weird way, but I don't know him. Oh yeah, he's not the Qigong master. He's like, you know, he's like a professor of some kind. The guy's legit. He studied with legit people, and he knows his shit. There's no denying that. He's like, he was the last of the real deal era, and I'm the last of the product of those guys. That's how I look at it. Like he was right beneath my master generation, so he's the one right before me, right? The generation like maybe one or two before me. So I'm like the last product of that age, and then after me, it's commercialized garbage. Everywhere you go is weak and disgusting. Princess had a major injury. Greek food. Yeah, but I've never seen a video where he didn't have like he didn't have high body fat and a pop up. Like I don't think he's ever been in like, you know, training shape. Not to say you need to be aesthetically athletic to fight. It's irrelevant. Muscles and all that shit has nothing to do with fighting, at all, at all. Okay, technique and timing always beats strength. Okay, so that's not what I mean by that. But I'm saying like if you're doing all this for the health benefit, wouldn't you want to see the benefit, not just feel it? Yeah, that's the only thing that bothered me. But it's not his fault. It's the culture that surrounds it, you know? But aside from that, I think he's on my top 10 greatest martial artists of the last 100 years. Is that Bruce? What did I say his name? Francis or Franchise or something? But I would say that guy is like, he should be in the martial arts Hall of Fame type of shit. Like, you know, I don't know who's in that thing. But I'm just saying, like, there is one that, like, from the last, like, 100 years, I would put him on the top 10 list. Was that guy. By far. Like, because it's not just being able to do technique, but to really love it and to have a technical understanding and be able to translate it in a way people understand. He's, I mean, I would like to say maybe even top 5. You know what I mean? Like, he's probably like the guy to look at, you know? Number 1 is Lama Dodrip. That was the number 1 guy. Dr. Eric Young. And he went and became a Buddhist monk and started teaching like the no-touch, you know, woo-woo magic shit. But if you knew that guy's history, and that to me is the top of the food chain. Next to that would be Dr. Yang. Who else is in that timeline? Because I'm not really sure. I mean, I can make the list, and it's really difficult. But those are my top 2, and he definitely makes them. He makes them on the list. You know. You ever read "Opening the Energy Gates of the Body"? No, I never read it. Before the Chinese martial arts, a local. Oh, he did karate also. Yeah, so that even like it's like I don't know what it is, but I feel like he's like an older brother to me. Even though I never met the guy, his life path was so close to mine, but mine was like the version from Wish. So, my teacher crossed paths with friends in Taiwan. Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, I wish I hope I get to meet the guy at least once, while he's still alive. You know, just to say I met the guy. Oh, cool. Is that the job that she was trying to get when I spoke to you last time? You asked me to pray for her? Or is that a different one? Guillermo, is that the same? Is it the same job that we were talking about last time I spoke to you, or is it a new one? Yeah. Ah. I'm gonna also I'm gonna share a little secret, you guys. How my master taught us praying, the Buddhist Chan prayer, like the way I was taught it. When you pray, you don't actually pray with your hands even. You actually pray with your hands like this. So they're actually off-centered, like so. Right? So the men do it this way, the females do it this way. It's a little thingy, speaking of the prayers. Another tidbit of information hidden to the stream. Do what you want with it. I missed whiskey, man. Jeez. My old friend Evan, we can't go another year not seeing each other. A year of straight edge meditation. It was an interesting year. So, yeah, when I'm not being a loudmouth asshole on the internet, I'm actually living the Buddhist monk life for the most part. You know, like from Wish, diversion from Wish. So, any other questions from you guys? I just want to get whatever I can. I don't know when I'm going to stream again, and I want to make sure I don't run out of battery. Okay, got a little bit of time left. Yeah, I saw some clips from that. I think it's really cool. I think that weird side slanted edge thing, I don't know how I feel about that. It's just weird. I don't understand that pitch. I mean, it'd be kind of cool because you can jump off that motherfucker, but it's just weird. I didn't understand it. But I like the fact that you actually have karate combat. What I don't like is that these systems don't look anything like the Budo karate styles, like the hardcore. The technique is just like they're strong fighters but they're sport fighters. And I feel we're never going to see that again. Jose Peña. Hey, Damon, do you practice Wuji standing meditation? Yes. However, I don't do it often. I do it like twice a month because I do the form every day, right? So to me, the form is the Wuji meditation. Like for instance, like, and also from doing the meditation so many years, it's like I can switch, and I tried to explain this in the last stream before, I can switch, like my display of my attitudes can switch on a dime because this is just a way for the ego AI to interact with you people, and I choose which is the easiest way to get the point across, right? But it's like there's a switch that when you do meditation for so long, you know how to. And it's like I can make my mind go zero. You know what I mean? So as soon as I start the form, once I set up into the beginning of the form, I'm already doing the meditation because my mind switch has already started. So it's like an anchored response to the trigger. So like for me, I don't need that because I've done this for 40, I've been training for 40 years, guys. Okay? And hardcore for 29. Yeah, no, oh my God, hold on a second. How old am I? Fuck's sake. Let's just say 32 years. Okay? Let's just say 32 years, okay? That I've been training hardcore and teaching. I've been teaching since 1995, professionally, okay? And I was training to be, like an underground warrior monk, with a master for about 2 years. So when I left that, I noticed that I don't need to do that practice to get to that state anymore. It's like, it's a button I can press. And you'll see it in my push hands videos. Like you'll see like the demeanor and the facial change. It's just like a different thing. You can see the switches in my normality. It's because this is a machine, right? And the mistake people make is thinking that you are your name program, right? Like you are, Jose or Blaze or whatever it is here, right? So you've been confused into thinking that you are the personality and the internal dialogue, if you have one, and you're that thing, right? I am this person who does these things. So you get sucked in to this maladaptation, if that makes any sense. I hope you're following me. Anyway, let me finish the thought on the Wu Ji meditation thing. So I'm trying to make the example of why I don't practice 30 minutes anymore, because from the exercise perspective, I get the same effect from my Tai Chi training, but the Tai Chi training keeps my fighting skill up. But from the meditation standpoint, I'm at a position in my life now where I no longer need to practice meditation to get into a meditative state. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. So I don't want to make it sound like I'm discrediting the Wu Ji posture or standing pile training. I'm not. I teach it. I still do it, but I don't do it in that context anymore because I'm way past that. So I hope that answers the question, not to disrespect people who practice it. 20 years ago, would you have done the karate combat? 20 years ago, I was 4th degree, and I would have killed them. 20 years ago, it was 2004. So 2004, I was already a ring judge in 2004. So I was already judging tournaments in 2004. So I probably wouldn't have done it. Because the truth of the matter is, and I'm not saying this to be egotistical, and honestly, I've never even thought about it until a couple of months ago. My whole attitude on life changed. But I was I went to a Henry Cho's tournament for years, right? And I was so far ahead of everybody else because my master was a fucking asshole. Okay? I was a brown belt, and I went to not T-Kong, but the other brother on Flatlands Avenue in 79th and 80th Street, was it? And he had a school on the 2nd floor. And my master, I was red belt. No. Sorry. No. I was black belt candidate, and Tony was red belt because Anthony DeRosa, he came with me, so he was a witness to that. And what happened was my master said to me, to prove the point, I want you to go to every school that will let you spar, and if you lose, stay there and don't come back. That was the deal. And so I went to every school, and I sparred everybody I could, and the deal was, if I let anybody outscore me or beat me, I can't come home. I have to stay there. So maybe like the 5th or 10th, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 10 schools later, I go to Hosakan, I think it's Hosakan, and my master said to me, go to the school, show them the belt, the insignia. I'm going to show you my belt now so you guys can see it. So, in the old tradition, the old masters, the old Korean masters respect this. So if you go and you show any of the Korean masters and they ask me, who am I taught by? That's my lineage, right? It's a Cheongdokwan. But I'm the predecessor style. Like I have the original form of the Cheongdokwan directly from the Wangkuk lineage before it was fucked up, before it became commercial, before they started making money out of the test and went to kitty karate fucking bullshit daycare. I have the old system. I am the inheritor. I am the fucking lineage holder. Okay? So I walk into the school and I tell them who my teacher is. I tell them, my teacher said that he's retiring and he wants to know if I can come here and train under you. So I am a black belt candidate at the time. My friends are red belt. In their school, the belts are reversed. Okay? So I sparred about 20 people because it was a sparring night. I went. It was about 2 hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours. I don't remember how long. This is like 1990 something. Okay. So I sparred maybe 20 people, and they were all like real fighters. These guys like fought in tournaments, and like full like and we were point sparring. We weren't trying to hell each other, but I was like, and there I was scared because I was scoring so easily, and they couldn't stop me. It was like nobody can stop anything I did. And the second match, and it was the guy was like old, like I was like 17 or something. I was young, okay. So I don't remember exactly how old I was at the time, but so I just remember the second guy I was sparring, or the first one. He was like a 4th degree black belt or something, and I'm just like, we're just like, it's like tag, okay? Like we're not trying to kill each other, but anything he did, it was just like my body was handling it before I could even react to it. And I remember like there was a moment where I almost had almost a panic shock, because I'm looking around like I can't be beating this black belt like this. So I said I had to take a break, and I was like, I'm a little winded, let me take a break. And my friend take in, and I was like trying to absorb what was happening. So then he made me spar my friend Tony, who was my underbelt, and I waxed him because I was like, go hard, and then the master said, go harder. So I went in. He's my boy from my school, so I can get away with it. So I fucking dumped him. I really went off, fucking leaping side kicks and shit. So then I went through a line of their school, and it's the advanced class. These are guys are fucking black belts, and like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 9th, and they can't touch me. And I'm just able to just throw it, and they can't do shit. So at the end of the class, the master, he says, he said right now, roll kneel weight, and says, he's telling the school, you guys train as a sport. These guys train as a religion. Okay, so use that as an example. This is what the headmaster said. And then afterwards, we go into the lobby, we have to leave, and the grandfather, the head old master, like 100 years old, and I got to meet him. So I go, think like that. And they spoke for a second, and he comes to me and goes, we don't teach traditional here, but we will teach you. I swear on my life. So why am I bringing this up? I'm not saying this to be like I was so good. I would go to the tournaments. I'm going back to the tournament. Sorry, I just got disjointed here. But I remember the thing I've got to say is, so the reason I brought the Kong story up is he said to me, you should be at least 3rd dan now. Why are you a black belt candidate? This doesn't make any sense. This is what he said. But my master's standards were so ridiculously high. Okay, he made me take 7 years to get my black belt because he wanted me to be the guy who held the lineage. So he fucking made me wait, I think it was 5 or 7 years, okay, before I was able to get my black belt. And by that time, I'm going to fucking tournaments, and these are fucking 2nd, 3rd dan black belts with 3 years of experience, and they're only training an hour a day. I'm murdering these people, okay? I would go to the Henry Cho's tournament, and I always use different names, guys, so you're not going to find it under this name, okay? Every place I go, I'd misspell my name. I didn't want to be tracked. But at the Henry Cho tournament, I'm pretty sure I had a record for how many boards were broken with certain leaping techniques. And they had the Army Navy team, they had a German team who come in, and it was a running joke. They would all come and ask me to sign their board, but beforehand they would come and stack the boards as a joke. So I'd be walking around with like 100 boards to the ceiling because I would break so many boards in the competition that it was a fucking joke. Okay? And I stopped because like it was all fucking rigged. Okay? All the fights are rigged. All the fucking tournaments were rigged. The Big Apple games, I won the fucking competition, and because I came alone, they didn't want to give me a trophy. So I went to the trophy desk, and I told them I won. They said, oh, we don't have a trophy for you. And I lost my shit. I said, listen, if you don't give me that fucking trophy, I'm going to break your fucking face. And they gave me my trophy, okay? That's how bad it was in the 90s, okay? So at Henry Cho's tournament, I won the breaking competition. And one of the headmasters came up to me, and he's like, listen, everybody knows you won. Okay, but we have to give it to the guys from Germany because they flew in from Germany. Okay, so we hope you understand. How the fuck are you gonna tell a 19-year-old kid who fucking busted his ass for that many years that he won, but we can't give it to you. You have to understand. And then the foreign competitions, you know you. And then it came down to it. They said, we think that you're lying about your rank. That's what happened. So I wouldn't have, and unless it was like in 2001, I took the refuge. So at that point, I was done fighting already. But in '99, I had offers of sponsorships to do UFC and like the Pride K, whatever the fuck it was at the time. And like a lot of people wanted me to fight, and I was just like, you know, I had offers from companies to go overseas to do, you know, contract work and that kind of work. So it was, at that point, 20 years ago, I was working. How do I say this so I get in trouble? I was doing jobs in the field that are related to security. Okay, and you know, so I had that going, and I already competed in doing. I was a ring judge already in 2000, 2003 for that area. So like, at that point, I wouldn't have done it because this doesn't make any sense. Do you know Noble, the creator of? Do I think karate died out? I think all martial arts are dead in the United States. Okay, like you cannot learn martial arts in a commercial school, right? And any commercial school that has real good martial arts in it, they have a select group that they teach separately from the main population. You cannot learn real martial arts in the school. I said this before. You want to fight like a legend, train like a legend. If you're not willing to do this to your hands and break everything, okay, don't talk to me about it. Okay. Do I know Neville, the creator of it? Do I know him personally? No. But like I said, I trained a guy for the fight, and my fighter won the man up stand up. So you know, that's what I know of him. I know that I sent, you know, one of the guys I was working with, you know, he had me help train him for that fight, and my fighter won. So that's all I know about Noble, whatever his name is. So salute to him. So that's all I really know about the man up stand up thing. I saw a couple of clips when it was happening. There was some decent guys there, but there was some sloppy motherfuckers. But that's just what karate and martial arts have become, and they don't know what's wrong. Like, I have a lot of high-level master professional students over the last 20 years. Okay, people that come to me in secret that I've trained over the last 20 years, right? And these are high-level instructors that don't know what they don't know. So it's hard because people in the general population think, oh, this is martial arts and martial arts are this and shitty. People think that Ramsey fucking Dewey is like emblematic of all that is good in martial arts, and he's the fucking, like, are you kidding me? I'll break him in fucking pieces. Okay? Oh my God. It was their best Mitzner joke. My best Mitzner joke. Oh my God. I don't really have any because I don't really think about these people that often. They're not that important to me. My best Mitzner joke is that weird accent and the fact that he hangs out with that fucking piece of shit Damo Mitchell, that disgrace to the martial arts, that disgrace to humanity, Damo Mitchell. Okay? The fact that Adam Minzer hangs out with that guy, my respect level for him went to here. Okay? And they were wearing a pink shirt, smoking a cigar, drinking a fucking fruity ass, you know, dare I say it, South Park Day drink. So the biggest joke for Adam Minzer that I can say was when he did interviews with Damo Mitchell. That's my best joke. Because I fucking despise that guy. He has no honor. He's a disgrace to fucking martial arts. You know, I believe it because that's just what they want. They want weakness. They want pusillanimous nature and you know, subpar standards and erroneous lectures and bullshit. I'm in Chicago. We had a good Chinese martial arts scene. Yeah, Chicago in the old days, I remember hearing about that. They also had the fucking what was that guy's name? He was the fucking guy. Oh my God. It was like the 60s, 70s. He's the one that like really started like the karate like era of tournaments and like the competition scene. God damn, it was like a big thing in fucking Chicago too. I can't remember his fucking name. It's not Ashita Kim. Maybe it is. It's that like era. Please, somebody tell me if you know his name. Oh my God, Count something. The Count guy, the crazy white guy that had the karate school. That's Chicago, isn't it? It was Count something. Okay, Count Dooku. I don't fucking know, but it was somebody. It was like the 60s, maybe 70s, and he had like he started like the whole like tournament scene, like the hardcore tournaments and stuff. And that was like from what I remember, that was a big Chicago scene thing. So I don't really know much about it other than that. But yeah, everything's dead, bro. All what you guys are seeing is a mixture of the Fourth Reich, which is being led through Israel, and you know the next color revolution, inspired by China, mixed together. Okay, so this was systematic intergenerational programming that's gone over for 100 years. They plotted it out, which is why I'm able to predict things so accurately. Because not only am I psychic, but I have a very high skill of pattern recognition. So I can see the patterns and I see things. So it's very easy for me. Hi, Damien. What do you do to repair and heal yourself from all of your injuries? I pray. Oh my God. So it depends on the injury. Okay. First off, I say eating an alkaline diet, getting proper rest, and making sure you're properly hydrated. And does not mean drinking water. Drinking water doesn't make you hydrated. You have to have a proper level of hydration. So alkaline diet is number one. Okay. So you have to keep your meat eating to a low level or remove it from your life. You have to have no synthetic sugars or foods, and you want to stray away from things that are acidic and bring your blood pH down. Because if you have an acidic pH, that's where most diseases come from. Like cancer, in my opinion, is a fungus. It needs an acidic pH. So that's a thing. If you have that down, you start to heal faster as it is. So just by not putting toxins in the body, sleeping well, and being hydrated, make sure you have the right electrolyte levels and all that stuff. That is, in my opinion, the most important thing is rest, hydration, and proper diet. Before you talk about any technique, if you're eating shit and putting bad food in the body, you're going to heal slow. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. Okay, so start with that. Next to that, I do trigger point therapy, foam rolling, meditation, Tai Chi, obviously. Tai Chi has kept me alive. And banging porn stars. Not kind of, but no, but that's really what it comes down to. It's the pH balance of your diet. It's having proper rest and proper hydration. Because if you don't have those three things, that trinity, you can't heal. Period. So no matter what technique you're doing, it's going to be for naught. It's a negative sum game. So start with those three things. And then for most of the Tai Chi injury stuff, it's mostly muscular and like overwork. So that's what it is. Of course you are. You better be. Shirley, you better be rolling. I got a present for your ass tomorrow. I'll be right back. 1 second. Oh my God. All right. It would be great if they left the instructions on the fucking house. It would just be nice if they just told me how to work everything. Well, happy 8/8 day to you guys. If you guys understand numerology and ciphers, if you add up the date today, is 88. So this is the first of the 8/8 portals. The next will be on. The next will be on August 8th, 2024. Will be 8/8. So this is the beginning of the portal, and the closing of the portal will be on that day. Remember I said it? Another little sneaky. I gotta like tell you people I'm sliding knowledge in because people in Discord are fucking lazy and they're complaining that I just didn't lay out the predictions in a fucking short video because they're ungrateful fucking lazy scumbags. I put my life on the line to help you prepare for the apocalypse, and that's the fucking thanks I get. Do you guys have any other questions? I'm here for you guys. I'm done. My spiel is done, you know? But look up what serpent deity is. Do I have to say it? Look it up, guys. Pay attention. Okay? Like, it bothers me that people are so blind to how to recognize philosophical points in the occult stuff. But I guess if they don't want to do the work, they don't deserve it. So any questions, guys? I'm here. And please, I want to remind you, press the video button on the page and the live button on the page. I have 200 videos that a lot of the questions may have been answered, you know, but while you have me here, go for it. Somebody I have a question. I know I'm not that pretty, just want to look at me. So, I mean, I'm kind of pretty, but I'm not that pretty. Anything? Any questions? Any comments? Any accusations? So, if someone really wanted to do the work that watched the War Angel stream, they can clip the predictions themselves. I should have to do it for them. Thank you, Gamma. Salud. But if you watched all the 6 hours of the previous War Angel streams, not only would you get accurate predictions, you're going to get the secret teachings that they don't want you to have. But I can't do it overtly because they're off me and you guys aren't protecting me. You would think, you know, all these people, that even from the Facebook days when they were gang stalking and attacking me and trying to ruin my, you know, because they are afraid of me, of being competition, you know, you would think the community would stood up and say, hey, why are you being mean to this guy? But they didn't. So on the one more method, I think it's an interesting concept. My old business partner was actually doing something with him, but I had to part ways because he's a scumbag. You know, I would say, Brian Marabella, you're a fucking piece of shit. You're a scumbag, and you deserve it. You deserve it. But yeah, so there's an old business partner of mine that kind of went off the reservation, became, you know, took the frog poison and became a narcissistic piece of shit. So, but the Wilhelm method, it's like, I think it's what do they call it? Is it Tumo? Is that it? Is it Tumo was the original method that they used? I think it's great. I think it's interesting, you know, but I'm not qualified to speak on it. So I learned. So when I was running a medical school. I was running one of those departments in a medical school, and that's why I met my Qigong master who was running another department. Okay, so I was manager of one side, he was manager of the other side, and we were running the school. Okay, so my office was right in front of the gross anatomy lab. And he took me under his wing through synchronicity, and he started teaching me the ways of the Force, if we can put it that way. So my training in the Tina and Qigong, it was a hindrance because at the time I spoke Cantonese pretty fluently. My Cantonese and Spanish is shit now. I haven't spoken Cantonese or Spanish in 25 years, so I can barely speak it. But my first language was actually Cantonese and Spanish and Italian, believe it or not, because of my babysitters. I had an Italian babysitter, and I was like raised by a Chinese family for a while. So I have to tell you guys, my family would beat the shit out of me if I didn't speak anything but English because my accent was so bad that I got my ass kicked every day until I only spoke English. How did I get to that point, guys? I'm sorry, I'm on a tangent again, trying to entertain you guys. So, but yeah, So the breathing methods I learned were from traditional Korean, Japanese styles, and Pure Land Chan Buddhism was what I'm trained in. So I don't have the knowledge to speak on his behalf, but I think it's cool. I think he does some cool shit. So that's my I think it's a cool thing to practice. I think it would be useful. Yeah, so that's basically that. There's a guy, Brian Marabella. Actually, if you look at my video that says something about the testimony from an MMA guy or something, or the testimony from the fucking powerlifter championship, it's like one of my videos from last year. He was talking about, because he was a very high level Greco-Roman wrestler who was the USA powerlifting champion, and he was one of my Tai Chi students for a while. And he couldn't do shit to me, okay? So he was, and I didn't know this, but because he did it sneaky, he brought me to meet his friends to go like play with them, not knowing that they're world champion judo, jiu-jitsu, Greco-Roman guys. I didn't fucking know. I'm just playing with them like I play with anybody else. And I did the same shit to them I do to everybody else. Okay? I just handle them the same way I handle them, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. So... But the reason I'm bringing him up, Breathing with Brian, it's called. You can probably find him on Instagram. Just look up Breathing with Brian. He has a really good course, but he's on my shit list because he lost his fucking mind. But he's extremely knowledgeable what he does, and he's a good teacher. I just think he's a scumbag. So while I will promote his course and say he's a great teacher, I think he's a dick. Okay? And I will say it to his fucking face. He did not do the right thing. So... that's my thoughts on the William Hoff method. Any other questions? I'm going to go pour some tea while you get your questions ready. Well, I've only had a shot and a half, and I feel kind of tipsy. I'm a lightweight now. What is this? Just gotta put some tea up. So no questions, nothing? You guys are so quiet. Why are you so quiet? Talk to me. Make me, don't make me look as a freaking monkey with a suit on. You gotta have something you want to say. Come on, guys. I've actually stayed here 52 minutes longer than my plan. Let me check the battery. Okay, 30% left, guys. Yeah, he looks batshit crazy. I like him too. I like him also. Again, I purposely go out of my way to not really pay attention to what's going on in the world. So like people talk to me, they come to me with the Adam Minza this, and like I don't fucking watch his videos. I don't give a fuck about this guy. Like, not disrespectfully. You gotta translate from Brooklyn, guys. I'm not saying it disrespectful. It's just like I've already reached that level 20 years ago. I'm not looking at these people, like I come here to share what I have to share and I go home. So, but yeah, that's basically that. But I like the William Hoff guy, bro. He's a kind of badass dude. He's a crazy dude. So, one of my favorites. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up with this. If you really want to know some of the secret knowledge stuff, go watch the War Angel stream in entirety. Put the speed on 1.5, okay, so you can like speed it up, and really pay attention because I put my life on the line many times to help you guys and prepare you for what's coming. So pay attention. It does, right? You know why? Because I have this nice light. And they gave me this as a homewarming gift. One of my students mailed me this epic sword, okay, as a homecoming gift. So my new place, check this fucker out. I never had one of these the wushu style swords. I never had one of these before. All my swords are like, killing people swords. But it's really pretty and it feels good. So. And then the movers destroyed my katana. My opinions on judo. If you learn, okay, judo is great. People don't know this, but Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is stolen from a segment of judo, right? It's actually a subset of judo, I forget the name of it, but they just do ground grappling judo, right? So I think judo is a great art. I think, to me, judo is a level above the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but Aki Jiu-Jitsu is a level above all of that. So I studied Aki Elmore Ryu Jiu-Jitsu with Shihan Smiley was his name. It's a Brownsville Recreational Club. Okay, the BRC. So that was I was 12 at the time I started. I went from 12 to 14. But that was I trained in different schools and on the street. But that was the first time I trained where I felt the techniques, the laza, was lethal and I was being treated like a man. Like, the techniques that were being shared with me was like, you know? So the Aki Jiu-Jitsu, like, that to me is the higher level of the Japanese arts, is Aki Jiu-Jitsu. So that's my opinion. Judo is a safe version of the Aki Jiu-Jitsu that I learned. It's like, you know, it's more toned down. So on the hierarchy, in my opinion, is Aki Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I honestly think Jiu-Jitsu is just fucking retarded. I'm sorry. I respect Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as a sport, but Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is not a martial art. I'm going to say this one more time. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is not a martial art. Okay? It's a sport fighting system. It's a fighting system, not martial art. Martial art has to have instantaneous killing technique. You have to have one-shot kills. If you don't have that, you're not a martial artist. Taiji has maiming techniques. Okay? Ripping your eyes out, breaking bones, like on first contact. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has no quick endings. Okay? So it's not made for warfare. Warfare, look, I have to train guys who are fucking scary dudes, guys. Okay? I've had to train, like, I can't say too much, but I've trained guys who are like rangers and like real deal dudes that come to me, you know, they're in between deployments. So I've had to train really fucking scary motherfuckers, okay? I can't teach them some fucking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu shit. I have to teach in context, right? I have to adapt the techniques to the context. If I have a fucking guy who needs techniques as a backup plan to a fucking 4-man insertion, okay, with rifles and body armor and fucking all this other shit going on, I can't be teaching him fucking this fucking fancy fucking roll on his head and fucking this and that and it's fucking nonsense. And on top of the thing that pisses me off the most with these fucking MMA fanboys. Oh, blah, 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 the eye gadgets don't work. Oh, this doesn't work. Motherfucker, if these techniques didn't work, why are they illegal? Why are they illegal if they don't work? They work too well. So when I teach these guys, I teach them all the illegal shit first. Okay? I'm not gonna sit there playing fucking games and like I want to like no. I got fucking guys that are coming to me who I need to make sure that they don't die. And I'm not gonna give them no fucking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu shit. Okay? No. So that's my hierarchy. I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. Good night for real this time. I don't lie. You're a fucking lie. No, I'm awesome. You're not going to sleep. Don't lie to me. All right, brother. I'll make the grass grow just for you. Be safe, man. Many blessings. And prepare yourself, bro. We have a couple days left. So pray. So much love. So yeah, what are you saying? Someone to practice a fight or do it. You know who doesn't get enough respect in the Japanese arts is Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal's technique is so legit, but when these people come from their echo chambers of like MMA and kickbox, they can't even recognize what this man is saying or what this man is doing and the subtleties. Like, no, like, you know, like it's such another level. Okay, like that's like the real fucking hardcore. He does an Aikido when Aikido was still good. So I would actually, because the Aki Jiu-Jitsu to me was like it's a Keto Jiu-Jitsu, right? It's like it's the same thing. Because A is direction and Ki is the energy, right? So Ki is directing force. It's Tai Chi, you know? It's like a ghetto Tai Chi. It's Tai Chi from Wish. So, all right, I should probably sign this off. It's 2:22, right? It's 2 hours and 22 seconds. So, yeah, I hope I've injected enough hidden hints in this stream so the bots don't kill me. But I would suggest you go through the War Angel streams again, put them in fast forward. You can watch them at 1.5 or 2x. If for some reason the evil fucking Marxist fucking technocracy assholes, the fucking blue-haired weirdos, take this channel down, all the important videos have been backed up on my Rumble channel, so you can find it there. I hope that now that I've reached 1,000 subscribers and the fucking moderators have to take a look at me and see what happened to me, that people start getting fired and they start taking care of me, because what happened to me is criminal, and I hope in the next era that we're going to handle that shit. So that's where I'm at with that. Kyosin Judo, that's what it's called. Kyosin, I couldn't remember the fucking name, thank you. Kyosin Judo. That's it, exactly my point. And the UFC was all Gracie markings, all bullshit. Carrie Daly. Hold on. No. I'm not even going to take it out of the locker because I actually, it's not loaded and drank, but I wanted to show you my cool case, my holster, because I have this soft holster that's like really badass. It's the most comfortable thing I've ever seen. So I wanted to show that to you guys, but I'm not going to go and open the fucking closet and unlock it because I drank and it's against the terms, you know, so I'd be a bad example if I did that. So I won't do that. But next time on the stream, I'll show you. Okay? But yeah, I always carry, but to be honest with you, I don't need it. I know 100 ways to kill you with a chopstick. Okay? And I'm not joking. I can literally throw a chopstick through you. So I'm not really worried about that. But yeah, I carry daily, and I definitely suggest that everyone else does. You know, the most important thing is the right to defend your body and your person. And any place that doesn't allow you to do that, you're a slave. So let's try to beat the slavery through intelligence and not violence. And if you guys, you know, start to rebuild your communities and get back together, you know, we need to stand up to this fucking evil tyranny, okay? And the only way it can be done is with warfare. There's never going to be enough violence to change the world. And I'm not saying that we have to be, you repeat for me. No, you have to smack a motherfucker sometimes. You have to tell somebody to go fuck themselves sometimes. You cannot be good and nice at the same time. Good is never nice, and nice is rarely good. So I don't want people to think, you know, oh, you have to be, no. A pacifist is someone who's capable of extreme violence and chooses not to. So that's the thing. Good talking to you guys. I appreciate you guys showing up and supporting the channel, and I'm glad the content helps you. I would suggest you also carrying, you know, I suggest that you train your martial art as if your life depends on it, you know, and your Tai Chi as well. If you want to unlock the secret doors to your Tai Chi, you need to imagine an opponent in front of you doing every move. And how are you going to use this? Okay? How does it look at full speed? Okay? And prepare yourself because you're going to need to use it. So on that note, I hope you guys stay well. I hope you guys train hard. I hope you know, do the right things. And in your human tongue, I say I love you, but I'm grateful for your presence. Practice your gratitude, and we'll see you guys next time. Any questions, comments, accusations, or suggestions for content, you can do it in the comments or in the Discord server. And love you guys. I'm out of here. Peace out.